Team IDK.
Okay.
There we go. You should have seen the team name from last week. Otter, what was the team name from last week? You may have to look it up in a VOD. Something. Do you remember that? Somebody mashed the keyboard, and I said, let's do it! And that was Blue Team's name for the whole game. And I found as many excuses as I could to shoutcast Team As's name or something along those lines. But it was pretty fantastic. Oh, wait, Volibear band against Volibear? What a shocker! Who could have seen that coming?
Yeah.
No.
So, I was kind of saying this in game one, you know, if you want to play your best champion on stream, don't put it in your name. People like to ban your stuff.
It's true. Janna banned. Yep, Seal, Darius banned. It's in his name, very clearly. Boxy, Yasuo, clearly in his name. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, like, Patchinator is Thresh. They might as well be the exact same name. So just ban Thresh every time, guys. It's so good. Okay. Anyway, Briar, not in the game, but still doesn't hurt to ban the OP mid lane Gragas. Obviously, Briar has put the fear of Gragas into certain people's hearts, so they're going to take him off the table as Irelia, the last ban, which leaves some super strong champions still up in the game. As we have one more ban coming up from Team IDK. We'll see what they decide to do. Looking across the lines, though, let me play big in the supportive role. JK is the AD carry role. Trying to think about, besides Boxy's Yasuo, Seal's Darius, Cat just plays every AD carry, so you're going to do 5 ADC bans and he'd still pick an AD carry. I don't know Jammy Jar, first time on the stream. Patchinator, support. But it's a Thresh grabbed early on for team not losing. Probably to Nerzulian.
Yeah. So Thresh manages to get through. Do we have a Thresh main?
That's what I'm looking at. I don't think so. Don't think so.
I'm wondering if that was a power pick or not. I don't think it is. Yeah, Xeno. Wait, is it going to be the Jhin locked in? Because Jin's pretty strong in the meta right now. Or is it going to be the Kai'Sa? Either way, it's still pretty strong picks. They play completely differently. Kai'Sa's survive early and win late. Jin's crush early and hopefully win late. If you're far enough ahead. His one-shot build doesn't really work that well anymore. And Xeno going to be picking up Kai'Sa. Jhin does the lane well into Kai'Sa, though, so we'll see how that ends up going.
Wait, is Boxy going to grab Ice Zoe? That would be so troll. They already have an Orianna for the mid lane, so I think that he's just playing. I don't think this is serious, because I think the Patchinator is going to take Orianna in the mid lane. The Catinator is going to take Jhin bottom lane. There it is. Camille for the jungle. Most likely, that she can't be playing top lane as well.
Ice isn't in this game.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I was going to say, if he was picking it away, I'm like, that's worth losing a game to steal it.
I thought he was picking it just to be like, Ice isn't in the game, so I'll play Zoe because Zoe isn't banned. Because in game 1, Ice was in the game, and Zoe was one of the first bans in its entirety. Just straight up taken away. Taken away. I got that Cockney accent now because Kane's being banned away. Team IDK don't want him, and the ridiculousness damage that he can do as an assassin mode, or the late game CC champion of the knockups with his, I believe it's his E. Sion, banned away by not losing, taking that tank out of the meta as well. I don't know what that accent is anymore.
Yeah, I'm still just
lost in thought.
Yeah, I'm wondering exactly what you were doing.
It kind of went British, Cockney, Australian, I don't even know what.
It just went full retard.
Never go full retard. Lysandra, 5th and final ban from Team IDK. I don't know, what accents can you do, Wraith? Show me up. Bring me the accent.
This is Bob from Texas. Thank you for calling AT&T. How may I help you?
That's the
Would you like me to fix your computer?
I forgot about that accent.
How did you forget about Bob from
I
Texas?
don't know. It's been a while. Bob from Texas. Wraith's one and only accent. Round of applause.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Well, at least it is consistent. It sounds the same the whole time. I don't go from British to weird, like Irishman mix, and then you went all the way over to Australia, and then you sound like American, trying to be, like a cultured person, but it did not work. So please stop, Jake. Do not throw the shade if you cannot sustain the shade.
Well, let me go find some sunglasses to wear. Are you gonna cast the game like that? Because that'd be pretty amazing. Wait, we got a Draven hover. Seal. Okay, all right. You got me questioning. But it's gonna grab the Susan for the top lane. Camille in the jungle. We'll go through that in a second as we do get trades coming around. Let me play. Gonna grab the Thresh for that bottom lane support side. So there is that trade around, which means Volibear, of course, not getting Volibear as well as banned away, is on the Vygar, and Nerzulian will be playing the mid lane. 0 tanks from the side of team not losing. They're feeling real confident, I guess.
All right.
Also, we dropped about 5 live viewers, and I assume that was all because of your terrible accent. Nothing to do with my accent.
Of course not. It's definitely the case. It's always my fault. No,
all
we're going to. Yeah. Let's do champions and their. Are we going with another? No, it looks like the C-Seal is not going to be taking Flash. This is the second no Flash game we've seen.
Yeah, first one was Catinator on the Kog'Maw, and this time around it's Seal on the Susan. So, for players in the Champions team not losing, we've got Simon Volibear on the Vygar for the mid lane, Nerzulian with the Victor in the top lane, Xeno on the Kaisa, 80 carry role, Crescent Reflect with the Graves in the jungle, and last but definitely not least, Let Me Play 2013, looking for her first win in a very long time, if ever, on the Thresh bottom lane supportive role.
And for Team IDK, we've got Patchinator on Orianna in the mid lane. We've got Jimmy Jar for the first time taking Jhin in the bottom lane ADC role. XLNC Boxy taking Camille in the jungle. Catinator on LeBlanc in the mid or top lane support. Support.
I think it's
definitely support. Catinator likes trolling support.
Yeah.
And then DeCeal rounding it out with Nasus in the top lane.
This is the LeBlanc support that we saw a week or so ago. Wait, were you casting the games with me when LeBlanc support showed up twice in one night?
I think that was Thursday.
Okay, so last week, Thursday, when Otter and I were casting, LeBlanc showed up twice in the bottom lane supportive role. She goes the starting support AP item, and then just builds full AP Assassin from there. 100% AP Assassin. And your only focus is to chunk the enemy 80 carry down as much as possible again and again and again and again. One game I think it won, one game I think it lost. But interesting strategy, kind of like a Brand, if you will. Brand isn't necessarily focused on any heals or CC. He's focused on murdering the enemy champions in the bottom lane. LeBlanc, similar effect. So I'm really interested. Victor top lane for the blue side is seen as strong because he has map advantage. Not only can he go and pick up his own blue buff, but he also has a giant rock wall that can protect him, and he's got a mini speed boost, so he can run back to his turret. He's got flash as well, so he can basically safely farm, but he's against a Nasus whose goal is to also safely farm. So I think there's not going to be too many kills on the top side. Victor's and Nasus are just going to be farming it out, and Victor will win early, Nasus will win late.
Yeah, okay, so the thing about Victor in the top lane, he's being picked up as a counter out to most top lane tanks, because what he does is he takes a Kleptomancy. That allows him to buy a ton of stuff. Now, you can go 2 build paths from there. What they've started doing is going Q-Max and playing him almost like a Teemo or a Gnar in the top lane, the ranged carry who just kind of pokes and makes it tanks life just awful in the top lane. So you're harassing off of every single minion. But the Q has such a short cooldown at max rank, it's like 3 seconds. It's ridiculous. And the subsequent auto, not only does it deal bonus damage, but it also grants a shield, so you're not taking any counter damage from the minions. And it gives you that speed boost to run away quickly. Excuse me. So this Nasus is definitely going to be eating a ton of harass early, and Nerzulian's going to be making bank off of that harass with the Kleptomancy. And you can go the tanky build, which starts with the what do you call that thing? The Frosty Mittens. Yeah, Iceborne Gauntlet. That one. Yeah, Iceborne Gauntlet, which it gives you more utility, but really makes you tanky, and you still deal way too much damage, in my opinion. If you're going full tank, you shouldn't be able to still one-shot the AD carry from long range with your ultimate. Anyway, or he can go the full AP route, though I'm hoping in this game he goes a little bit more tanky toward that utility style, because you have Vigar and you have, so you don't need damage, and you have Graves. You don't need more damage. However, Kai'Sa is going to have a time playing against this Jhin LeBlanc lane. Kai'Sa not a great duelist in the early stages of the game until she gets items, and LeBlanc, well, is. So, and then you also have the Jhin, who is incredibly lane dominant, so there's just all kinds of stuff that could go wrong in this lane. But if Kai'Sa survives it, should be in her favor.
All right, well, with both teams loaded into the map, ladies and gentlemen, for the third game of the night, Team Not Losing versus Team IDK. Let's see how they line up. We saw Red Team invade top and bottom side last game. Didn't do too much early on in the game. Looks like we're going a little more defensively. I guess Boxy completely takes the words right out of the mouth and starts to walk aggressively into the enemy jungle, but Vigar comes around. Oh, Simon Volibear maybe being caught out. Catanir trying to dash in, get a little bit of damage, knocks the Vigar to about half. Thresh finds the hook onto Jimmy Jar. It's Jhin. He's going to be forced to flash and heal. Holy, that is so not good for IDK starting the game.
Yeah, I wish we could have done Team Not Losing versus Team Not Winning.
Interesting.
Yes.
That hurts my brain.
All chat is for pauses only. Anyway. So, that kind of negates that early game advantage. Well, not really. They're still going to have champion advantage.
Do the dance. This is our second KDA skin, and if I'm completely honest, the Kai'Sa KDA skin is my favorite out of all of them. I'm just hoping that one of the KDA skins eventually will do the dance so we can actually see it on stream, because we haven't seen it yet. Either way, game has started. Nothing too crazy besides the flash and heal burned by Jimmy Jar. He's back to the bottom lane, though, so he should be able to start to farm up. Kai'Sa being able to get that early lane pressure, though. Let me play, trying to do what we saw last game Nong Nong doing, playing up forward very heavily, but that was into a level 1 Alistar, who really can't do anything at a level 1, whereas Catanir is going to have some nice hook onto Jimmy Jar. That's going to be some chunk damage. Xena's going to be able to output a couple auto attacks.
Certainly. Simon Volibear, level 2, managing to get some poke down. He should not be winning these trades right now.
Yeah, Orianna kind of just blindly walked towards the river, and Simon Volibear said, okay, well, that's a bunch of free poke. As in the top lane, Nerzulian getting some free poke onto Nasus. You got to watch that Victor mana bar, though. He does have mana potion thanks to the Kleptomancy he was able to pick up earlier. Otherwise, he got as a whoa, nice hook from Let Me Play. She gets chunked out, but gets the ignite down onto LeBlanc, burning the passive as well. As Patching here in the mid lane, dropped down to underneath 100 health, uses the barrier, trying to escape from the Vigar, who doesn't have enough early game damage to actually burst her out. But again, forcing summoners is a win when it comes to these laning.
Certainly, and Vigar does not win this matchup in really any respect. So the fact that he's putting so much pressure down on the Patchinator really bodes well. Crescent Reflect forcing in, and that's going to be, had Jhin had Flash right there, that would have been a kill.
Yeah, not going to find it, though, so Thresh is going to be able to walk away, and that was just an unfortunate series of CC and that poke the IDK can do, which really is about theirs. Whoa! That was such a beautiful hook. I think that Catinator may have even seen it coming, but decided to go in anyway. Got the burst down, picks up first blood, still trades his life over for the Thresh, and now Kai'Sa is able to get her own kill in the game. So I'm not sure that that was totally worth, but getting first blood gold is kind of nice.
Sorry.
And Kai'Sa is at a minion advantage, about 6 minions over the Jhin. Interested in seeing how the rest of the game plays out.
Yeah, Kai'Sa should not be ahead. Excuse me. Sorry. Should not be ahead at this phase of the game, simply because Jhin should be playing forward, really posturing to look for auto attack or auto attacks, fourth shots especially. Of course, Kai'Sa having that Doran's shield makes life difficult. I hate Doran's shield if you're trying to play an aggressive lane. It's so strong.
So this is
cancel.
Going overall, the game's going really well for Team Not Losing. Not only do they have a 1,000 gold lead, but every lane is winning in at least some respect, whether burning summoners or just a farm lead. In the mid lane, both farmers are actually fairly low, but the main thing is that it's given Graves time to just free farm the jungle and push Camille out of her own jungle, picking up Camille's red. So he's sitting at 33 farm to Camille's 15. She backed and only bought a control ward and a longsword. That's all she has. Whereas right now, Graves is sitting on 1,200 gold. So when he backed, it's going to be a much different story as the hook comes through onto Catinator, but Kai'Sa already backed. So it's just some initial harassment and keeping Cat from recalling.
I want to play Victor top now. So that just sounds like my play style, messing with tanks.
You think you're so tanky, I'm just going to poke you over and over.
Yeah. I mean, you can trade off of, like, trading against tanks when they're CSing is so easy. You just walk up every time a minion's about to get low, and then you hit them. And with Kleptomancy, hold on.
Ooh,
out of mana right here. Catinator
hops over the wall. Simon Volibear in trouble underneath the turret. He flashes. So they got the... Oh, wait! What? Catinator lucks out, not taking any damage from the Vigar, who I think's auto attack landed on Orianna instead. Turret shot into minion auto attack goes down, but it's an execute. But in the meantime, though, Jhin, back under pressure on that bottom side, is down over 10 farm.
Well, it makes sense if he doesn't have the pressure from his support there. If he's 2v1, he should end up losing out on CS a little bit, because that means his opponents are playing intelligently. However, that's not what you want to see from your advantage lane.
Right. Nice little hop there to distort from LeBlanc. Keeps her out of the awaiting death sentence by Thresh. However, good wardage from Team Not Losing on that bottom side around the Drake. All the vision they need to make sure that Camille has no opportunity to get down to that bottom lane. I like the ward over the wall as well in case she's kind of wanting to hop over that kind of tri-wall area by the red team's first turret. That's something I need to do more often as a support. That's a really good place, especially when you got people like Gragas or somebody that can hop those walls. Let me play dodging out, walking away from the snare from the Jhin. Death sentence a little bit late, so only lands on a minion. Oh,
forcing out the ultimate from Deceased Seal.
He's still sitting in the zap.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Nerzulian to just walk forward, and he's out of mana right now, but he's denying so much CS just by his presence in the lane. Is not as much of an advantage as you'd want to see, but he is getting a large quantity of gold from that Kleptomancy in the top lane. Deceased Seal going very low. Another Q will take him down, and there's so many people. They smell blood in the water, and they're coming top. Volibear.
Oh my gosh, Crescent Reflex tried so hard to get it. In the meantime, Let Me Play on the bottom side is going to drop Catinator so low, but there's Ignite ticking away, which gives Xeno easy shots to take her down, and that was a 1v1 between the two AD carries, but that Kai'Sa's got the advantage, flashing forward underneath the turret, which is going to take a second turret shot. She's going to go down. Oh my gosh, Jimmy Jar lives in the bottom lane.
Yeah, really what he should have done there is just land one auto and then walk away. She was dead to turret after flashing under there. There was no way she could have gotten out.
Patchinator walking in circles, uses the ult to try to trade onto Volibear, dropping him down to about 200 health, but Crescent Reflect is here. Junglers both switch to the enemy laner. However, the Camille is going to win out, and that should be Crescent Reflect falling as well. Patchinator so low, but the red buff's not going to tick down. Orianna lives. Patchinator able to come out, and now we're back to even gold in this game, ladies and gentlemen, which is pretty spicy considering how well the early game went for Team Not Losing.
Yep, and Deceased Seal managing to farm up well despite the fact that he's been under so much pressure from Nerzulian. And he will outscale Catinator on the top side, but he's only level 5, so he doesn't have a terrible amount of threat. Wow.
Nerzulian does some damage. He just
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
LeBlanc with a Q auto. It was a extended Q into a single auto. Drops the LeBlanc to half, throws out a Q, drops her to a quarter. She is able to recall, though, which gives plenty of time in the bottom lane for Zeno to hard hit the turret a couple of times. Jimmy Jar doing what he can to clear the minion wave and push him back.
You remember what I said about you shouldn't be able to do that much damage when building full tank? He's building an Iceborne Gauntlet right now, which is a tank item. Simon Volibear caught out by Boxy.
Yeah, trying to wait on the edge. Oh,
and dead.
Good waiting from Boxy. Just waits for the cooldown to come back up as that Dagger was going nowhere. Seal in the top lane down about half, but he's got a Corrupting Potion, so he'll constantly be refilling that and drinking it up. And gets him a little bit of trading power with Nerzulian, as long as he can get some of those empowered Qs down.
Yeah. I'm almost thinking Victor should go something with a little bit more mana. A little harass down on the Let Me Play, and a little harass coming back from Zeno. Winning out on that trade, I thought he was about to pop the passive there, and that would have been a heavy chunk of Jimmy Jar.
And at this point, once hitting level 6, the mid lane has kind of gone the way of Orianna as we have a fight in the top side. Nerzulian dropping the ultimate. Seal in trouble. He's going to be dropped a little bit low. Goes right back in, wanting to finish off Nerzulian, but the broken stopwatch kept Nerzulian alive for long enough. Seal needs one more Q. Oh, but the shield comes through. Nerzulian gets a trade 1v1 in the mid lane. The Vigar flashes over the wall, barely surviving. Patchinator follows, needs 2 auto attacks. Vigar, I think you used... Oh, he almost got to the blast code. He might have actually been able to escape as Zeno going to get pretty good damage down. Actually uses the ult. No, not Killer Instinct just yet. The opening curtains, the Jhin ult going to come through. A couple of crit shots onto Zeno. Drops him down to 300 as Let Me Play going to find the Orianna, joined by the Graves. They're going to chunk Patchinator down. They know she's going to use the blast cone so they can try to follow. Graves wanting to chase in, but Zeno having to avoid Catinator. Can't quite get the kill. Is going to be dropped, and now Camille joins for just the distraction as Orianna is able to make her way back to the mid lane and escape. Boxy doing a good job of just kind of taking the attention away from Not Losing and allowing his mid laner to get out.
Yeah, and the thing is Let Me Play, while the hooks are good, she's playing the wrong direction. So instead of dragging her opponent in, she's pushing them away. If she drags him in that situation, then there's a kill to going. Oh, wait. Jimmy Jar caught out by the Graves and is just going to straight go down despite using heal. And that's going to be the ultimate come through. 450 gold right into the pockets of Graves. Let Me Play lands a hook on the Patchinator.
Tries to flay the Orianna into the stun from the Vigar. She's able to walk around for the moment, but Simon Volibear still picks up the kill. Wanted to comment on the fact that he's 25 minions down in the mid lane. Orianna, past post 6, has been able to really pressure this Vigar out of the mid lane. He can not only catch back up and farm, but get a pretty good distance ahead as well. So that kill means a lot for Simon Volibear.
Yeah, and this the CS lead is starting to grow a bit in top side. Almost 20 CS. Catinator with the hit and forces out the heal from Kaisa. Wow, the ultimate. Now, that was a substantial amount of damage traded back, but still, that's... Wow.
Killer Instinct.
Almost a one-shot. If
up
Jhin is there to follow up...
Go ahead.
Yeah, if Jhin is there to follow up, then he manages to get the kill here. The ultimate coming through, the flash forced out.
Oh,
and
wait.
none of them are going to hit.
Zeno burns the flash, but otherwise avoids everything else, getting just enough distance to kind of make it hard for Jin to know where. And
Catinator over the wall.
Catinator didn't want to engage too hard. We probably are going to see a dive here in
Jimmy
a
Jar
second.
needs...
Zeno doesn't have heal up, but does have Killer Instinct, so keep an eye out for that. I try to attempt to outplay. As Patchiner going to take a little bit of damage in the mid lane, but not all that much. In the top lane, though, we actually have double ultimates coming down as Camille's going to join the fight. It's a 2v1 against Nerzulian. He's got a pretty decent amount of damage, but he doesn't have the health, so he is going to be dropped. Looks like Catinator's just going to recall on that bottom side as Simon Volibear finds the stun onto Patchinator, keeping himself alive for the moment as he's only sitting at 400 health. Needs to be on the careful side. Go ahead.
If, what's his name? Sorry. No, if Victor there focuses onto Boxy, oh wow, Catinator just over the wall, one-shotting Simon Volibear. But if Victor focuses on Boxy right there instead of Delicious Seal, or Deceased Seal, I'm calling him Delicious Seal.
Oh, I love that. I'm watching this chase by Graves, and I'm going, it's so hard to chase LeBlanc, and she decides to just execute herself. But the mega long-range ult from Crescent Reflect, that was gorgeous to watch.
Yep. 2-1 on this Graves, really late game champion. But 2-2 on the Kaisa, also a late game champion, and more CS by almost a number of 20 over the Jin. Still same number of kills, but still a decent gold lead for the Kaisa, which should not be what you want to see at this stage, considering Kaisa will outscale Jin by a substantial amount. And there is a good gold lead for Nerzulian in the top lane. That Kleptomancy he's been proccing consistently onto Delicious Seal.
Crescent
Reflect
coming in,
here now.
looking for a gank. They get the slowdown on Delicious Seal. We'll see if that's going to be enough. They're trying to get this down. It's not going to come through, but the slow is going to be plenty enough, and so Nerzulian is going to be able to pick up his third kill of the game. Stun's not going to land the Patchinator, so Simon Volibear just goes right back to the farming, which he's still having a really rough time down, growing almost a 40 minion deficit, as Thresh doing what he can to defend bottom lane turret from the Jin, who just wants to keep pushing it in, giving time for LeBlanc to roam and join Camille, looking for the first Drake of the game. They're going to get it. It's a wind Drake, but they traded that for the top lane turret, which I don't think is worth, as Thresh is going to be able to play the Camille, or the LeBlanc backwards for a moment. He's forced to flash. Zeno trying to get what damage he can onto Camille. Not going to be enough to take him down, and Zeno might be 1v3 at this point underneath the turret.
Yeah, I doubt they're going to go for the dive right here. 2 members are solo. That's just gifting kills. Delicious Seal very boldly stepping up underneath the turret right here. Crescent Reflect and Nerzulian probably still have the damage to dive him if they wanted to. Really bad, though. He should have ultimate backup at this point, so probably wouldn't be the... Yeah, he has ult. Probably wouldn't be the best idea.
So, 2,000 gold lead for the side of team not losing, doing pretty well so far, and this is going to give Simon Volibear more time to take out this mid lane turret, dropping it low after Crescent Reflect helps the Vigar to finish off Orianna, picking up a 9th kill of the game. Look at that, 9-1-1, ladies and gentlemen. If you see it everywhere, now you can see it here too. Nerzulian versus Seal, 1v1 once again. Nerzulian won the last one with the help of Crescent Reflect, who goes up maybe just in time. No, the last Q comes through. It's the Pimp Cane strike coming down, making it a 1-for-1 trade on the top side as Vigar is happily clearing his own turret in the mid lane.
Yeah, but the important thing is all of these kills are going on to Crescent Reflect. That late game scaling Graves with the crazy burst damage and the Dark Harvest coming through will do work in the late game, and one shot onto the Kaisa is a very real possibility. Simon Volibear really going to get chunked out right here, blows the cleanse and flashes, but still going to die to the Ignite. Catinator getting the 1v1 support v mid laner. Probably actually has more gold in his inventory than the
nice sidestep, Jimmy Jar. He's going to walk forward, get the crit strike onto the Jin, who puts a little flay onto the Camille just to delay her engage. He's going to get rooted up, and that's giving Zeno plenty of time to get some auto attacks down as Nerzulian's going to show up, but the match teleport from Deceased Seal means that it's now a 2v5.
But they bring 5 members.
Woo, more people to the party. IDK says, we may not know what's going on, but we know that we like grouping. With all 5 members down here, they're going to get the wave pushed in. That's going to force not losing to defend. And it doesn't look like much else is going to come from that. Void Seeker lands onto the Jhin, but I doubt Kai'Sa's going to want to go for that.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good guess right there. But Crescent Reflect, my Patchinator could... No, the burst combo does not come through, and the shield probably would have made him survive that anyway. The Seal has rotated down to this side, but still going to be taking the constant damage from Ner'zhulyan.
Seal stunned up, slowing. Oh, and the ultimate from Ner'zhulyan. He comes out of the bushes, getting pretty good damage down, but he can't finish off the Orianna before he's going to fall himself. Camille has joined the fight. Graves off to the side as well. Boxy down to about half. Let me play, trying to run away, doing what CC he can. Oh! Double destruction by Crescent Reflect. Collateral damage indeed, as he's going to be able to pick up a third on the Seal. Triple kill for the Graves. Now they want to chase into Catenator. LeBlanc says, I am out. Peace be gone, as the bottom lane turret will be under fire from Xeno. No mana. Still happy to push it in. Simon Volabear picking up his own second tier turret in the mid lane. Just continues to stack gold for Team Not Losing.
Yeah, I have to say, Crescent Reflect won that fight. The man flash Q directly, and the positioning was spot on. Max range Q against the wall, instantly gets the double damage proc into the R to blast himself back out there. Gets a double person execute, navigates toward the side brush to break vision, and then manages to get the third kill right before Nasus lands the final kill onto Victor. Well played by Crescent Reflect, and well collapsed by the entire team.
And despite being down in kills, it's a 5,000 gold lead, which is huge for Team Not Losing at this point in the game. We're only 20 minutes in. Baron is on the table, and I'm really interested. This is the third game of the night, and not a single game has anyone even attempted to go for the Rift Herald. I don't think it's been nerfed at all. I think people's attention are just a bit more on the lanes and fighting, as Ner'zhulyan gonna fight once again with Seal. He's got company, but so does the Nasus, as it's going to be a 2v2. Seal on the run away from the ultimate from Ner'zhulyan. And with Veigar there, they decide not to tango with the little evil man himself.
Yeah. This Victor definitely doing work on this side, but Volibear going to be Oh. Remember what I said about you shouldn't do that much damage when you're building tank? Oh, okay, he's transitioned into a bit of damage now.
Nah, Ner'zhulyan's got a little bit of damage. He's going to be trying to defend himself from Seal. Shouldn't be too much difficulty. As Xeno in the bottom lane. Whoa! The fourth shot from Jhin is huge. And LeBlanc sneaks away with a sliver of health. Jimmy Jar chasing in onto the Thresh. All she needs is one good auto attack. Flashes forward, but Catenator's hopped into the brush. Crescent Reflect is here, looking for the opportunity. Ults the wrong direction, but it repositions himself straight into Catenator's waiting arms. So he's able to pick up one. Victor on the top side does go down to Orianna with a really clean play that we didn't even get to watch. So kills on top and bottom side. Looks like Jhin will be able to escape. 16 kills to 19. IDK putting up a fight.
Yeah, Crescent Reflect knowing that he can't catch Jhin right there. Graves so short range, and Jhin with crit shot just gets so much movement speed. It's one of my favorite things. Like, Jhin doesn't deal as much damage as he used to. I mean, you're long are we from the glory days of Deathfire Grasp Jhin. That was just, or Deathfire Touch, sorry. Deathfire Touch Jhin was just so nice. But we've moved away from that. He doesn't deal nearly as much damage as he used to, but he does get a crazy amount of move speed from his current build, so you can kite people going like 400 miles an hour. It's so much fun. Simon Volibear might get one shot if he steps just
He's got some pretty good damage for Catenator, though. Keep in mind, Boxy has DC'd. It is a tournament draft game, so they could pause the game if they wanted to. Don't think... Oh, there he is. He's back, so they don't need to pause the game. Veigar needs to be safe. He's kind of walking into three people, trying to get a little harassment from those Qs down. Catenator gonna hop over the wall, gets a pretty good burst damage down. Volibear's gone! Wow! Before Jhin's snare can even come through, Veigar's gone. And I think you said something about that a moment ago.
Yep. Definitely could get that one shot down, and he did. That's just what happens. Well, when... Wow, this trading Nerzulian just constant harass. Look at this.
And the rest of the team's going to join, and they've got the stun, they've got the CC, they've got themselves a 17th kill. Camille going to find Graves. Keep in mind, though, he does do pretty good burst damage. That's what I was going to try to say. It's Edward Harley. Appreciate the follow. Thank you. And if you want to play in a game, all you have to do is hit that exclamation point, join, and your in-game name. Drop that as well so we can invite you to a game. As the blue side going to go aggressively onto Patchinator. Jin getting a crit shot, so we'll be able to walk away for the moment. But there's a killer instinct from the Kaisa, looking for Patchinator. Flashing forward. Rockets burned down one. Jin on the run. He's got a fourth shot ready so that he can get the speed boost to try to get out of dodge. And looks like he won't even need that to be able to walk away and get himself. But he did burn heal, so that summoner spell will be down for a while.
Yeah, well played by Xeno, recognizing who was there and what abilities they had up, using the killer instinct to fly forward and get himself. Hold on, flash forward for Boxy, but can they make this happen? Nerzulian will get a terrible amount of movement speed, but no, he doesn't manage to break the spell.
I'm pretty sure there's no way he had any idea Catinator was coming over the wall, but that flash looked so perfectly timed with LeBlanc's burst damage coming over. It was pretty slick. Even though he has given his life over, gives some pressure to not losing on the bottom side. They're able to get a little bit of damage. They're hiding in the brush, though, waiting for the next mini wave to come up. Jimmy Jar's here. They decide just to go for the wave clear. Wait, Crescent Reflight. Oh, boy. And Simon Volabear. What? Ints harder. He's like, oh, you thought that the Jin was inting? I'll int a little bit harder myself.
I mean, Jin wasn't inting there. Crescent Reflect. Unintentional inting behind his second tier tower as Graves. Wow. Perfectly threading that collateral damage right there. And could this be the inhib? Xeno just taking it down solo. Boxy doesn't have access to the ultimate. And Patchinator just used his, so Xeno could actually win this 2v1 right here if he plays it right.
Yeah, let me play this here. Gets the death sentence, takes out the Camille. Patchinator going to drop with the killer instinct as well, and that's the inhibitor going down. Beautiful play as Xeno.
They can push further if they want to.
Is going to decimate fairly well. Crescent Reflect, quick draws to avoid the snare from Jimmy Jar, but with Seal here, I'm not sure what Let Me Play was doing, just kind of standing there, maybe trying to bait in a little Blanc. Oh, yeah, it's a high mobility champion versus a very slow skill shot champion. I think one's going to get more damage down.
Yeah, however, Let Me Play a good prediction. He's been hitting every single one of those, and now the adaptions come through from Catinator rather than just jumping straight onto the Thresh, has elected to start jumping sideways. So the prediction has mitigated some of the damage because the main burst tool that LeBlanc has is not going to end up landing. It's going to be used for mobility rather than damage.
All right, with Jimmy Jar split pushing on that bottom side, trying to get that wave going in the opposite direction. Sitting at 190 farm, but that's to the 226 of the Kaisa on the enemy side. Thresh hanging out around that Baron pit. Vygar drops the trap around Seal. He's not going to get stunned up, and he actually burns the ultimate fairly early on. And now chasing in onto the Vygar. Gets dissuaded by Victor, though, so no fight breaking out just yet.
There are a lot of people
Catinator
here.
and Boxy decide to engage. Catinator flashing forward, eviscerates Vygar. He's off the table, and now Nerzulian quick to follow. Leg sweep to finish him off, and that is too quick.
Oh, the snipe!
Oh, that was gorgeous, Xeno. Oh, that was gorgeous. The Victor ult comes through as well. Xeno with a giant shield, not going to be enough to help him take out Patchinator. The Orianna is still alive. The C-Seal may be dropping. Thresh doing what he can, but the death sentence only lands onto a minion. The Dark Passage gets Crescent Reflect out. They lose a Nexus turret, though. Super minions pouring into the base. Now going to start hitting the second Nexus turret. So recalls have to come through, and this gives opportunity for Crescent Reflex to take more enemy jungle farm away.
Yeah. Wait, the second Nexus turret's gonna fall. Oh no, Jin gets the... No, it's still gonna go down. That's both Nexus turrets to that top lane fight. A bare Nexus. Let's see, who has teleport on their team? Yeah, Victor has teleport up. If you get a ward into their base, and then Beta Baron Nance, you could definitely have a teleport last second backdoor ending. But currently it's going to be a Drake being taken down, a Cloud Drake, just soloed by Nerzulian right here. Not high priority at all. No big deal if this one does get stolen away, but it doesn't look like it's going to be.
Yeah, Nerzulian
He just has the perpetual shield
to help Crescent Reflect grab themselves Windrake to pair against Team IDK's Windrake, so they're even on overall mobility and rotation. Nice stun from Simon Volibear. Might be the end of Patchinator. The ult comes through. Killer Instinct by the Kaisa, but immediately flashes away. Crescent Reflex to the backline, though. He flashes in, guaranteeing the death of the Orianna, chasing in onto Jhin as well. There was one Q. Drop Jhin to half. Ults to finish off the other half. Catinator finds Volibear. It's burst for burst. Delicious Seal, the opposite of burst, though. He's going to be hooked up, snared up, CC to his own demise as Crescent Reflect goes legendary. 14-1-3. Let me play, being an absolute monster on these hooks. Boxy on the run. Let me play, wanting to find one, is going to miss it as Boxy hops over the wall back into the base. But again, that's totally a nice trade. Yeah, it might actually be with 4 members moving in.
Yeah, this is like, it's so anticlimactic. I was like waiting for the big fight, but actually it's just over.
And yeah, with no Nexus turrets whatsoever, the Nexus will drop and team not losing. Finna Vitalize one last fight. Slowly burn down an IDK who had no real synergy with their players whatsoever. And then just waltz their way into the enemy base and wrap it up.
Yeah, what was the plan? IDK.
IDK indeed. And it's one of those games that you feel like there's a lot of potential, and yet everyone was playing with such that single solo player mindset that, you know, okay, so LeBlanc was able to find a couple burst kills and then would get bursted out herself. Camille was able to go in and find an initial engage and then just get bursted out. Patchinator would get bursted and then forced to leave. And it looked like not losing just had better rotation with their players, so they brought more people to the party and actually won those burst trades overall when it came to actual kills.
All right. Let's do MVPs on mention shout-outs right here. So for losing team IDK, I think Boxy deserves honorable mention right here. Couple of the catch-outs. He made some good ganks happen in the top lane. Nerzulian dying 6 times despite playing a very strong lane. Most of that is off the back of Boxy. I think one time Seal managed to solo him, but Boxy really camping into that top side. And while it didn't end up panning out as a huge advantage to get a bunch of kills up there and managed to pick off a top laner that would otherwise have snowballed out of control. Anyway, MVP is actually, I think, going to be Catinator this game. Those roams, dude, he was just everywhere. It's just one time he just appeared over the wall in mid lane, one-shot Vigar, and then one time he was just randomly top lane and got a kill. And then, you know, he'd just show up bot lane, constantly killing people, just out of the fog. Before Simon Volibear ended up on the backside, on the receiving end of that damage a couple of times. But yeah, Catinator making this support work out very well, gets him the MVP. And yes, guys, I know I didn't give Jhin MVP. Sorry. Though there were a couple of nice plays by the Jhin. Honorable mention. That one's close. I really liked watching Nerzulian play the top lane. He played it well, but it's hard not to beat Nasus' Victor. It's just so one-sided that, I mean, he played it well and he didn't screw up. I think Xeno deserves the honorable mention here, though. There's a couple of times that come to mind, but the Killer Instinct forward in the river to take out 2, as well as the outplay inside of the base, Both, while not technically swing points in the game, were definitely pickoffs that had a big impact. So I think that gives him the MVP or the honorable mention there. And Crescent Reflect going to get that MVP though. 14-2 on the Graves and earned it. Picking up kills in bot lane skirmishes, ganking top lane a number of times. Couple of times through mid, but not quite as much, but really just in those skirmish fights doing work, especially that bot lane one where everything kind of tilted in his team's favor. The flash forward into the QR backwards to one shot two members and turn the fight completely in his team's favor was one of the big swing points of the game, so that gives him the MVP right there. But shout out to Let Me Play for the roaming on the Thresh, really doing a good job moving around and catching Catinator out of his jump quite a few times in the bot lane and chunking him to half, and really peeling Catinator off of Xeno, making him afraid to go in and harass his very squishy support. Put Xeno in a position to where he would have been in a position to carry in toward the late game. Well played by everyone, and I think that's the last game.
I think that is the last game.
Why am I upside down?
Objective focus. Because you were wraith flipped. Just, it's okay. Don't ignore the meme. Ignore the meme. You're upside down. You just get it. Bunny Fufu is the one to thank. I loved Let Me Play's Thresh. I thought that overall dealing with a roaming LeBlanc support is just so hard, and one of those things when you're playing support, is, especially like a Thresh, it's not all about landing hooks. Sometimes it's about the hook threat. And that allowed Xeno to get such a massive farm lead in the bottom lane against the Jhin that, as you kept talking about, Jhin was supposed to win early against the Kai'Sa, and yet after early on in the game, with that Thresh hook, forced to flash and heal, and then afterwards just was 100% defensive play the rest of the game. Was just really, really clean. So, guys, that is going to be the last of the stream for tonight, the last game from the stream tonight. But we are going to do a raid. I want to give quick shout-outs, though, once again, back to Gigi Reno. You're not in here anymore, but Brittany, Mina, Mylogzami, Commander C, Six Free Frost, enjoy your sub for 2 months. Actually, a couple of you have for 2 months. Milo Games actually only has it for 1 month. Everyone else got it for 2 months. Interesting. All right, whatever. Thank you, James' wife, 4 a.m. Jake's wife, 4 a.m. Edward, Harley, Tangy Pangy for the follows, as well as Tangy Pangy for the 40 bits, and Velshark with the 1 PogChamp bit. That's all that matters, guys. That's all that matters. We're going to roll the credits, and then we're going to raid. Or actually, I'll probably raid while we're rolling the credits. But the rest of you, thank you for coming out tonight. It's been fantastic. Have an awesome one, and we'll see you all on Thursday. Wraith, you got anything to say while you're upside down?
Nope. I'm still wondering exactly why I'm here.
Because we thought you were fake, and so we did table flip.